Riverside High School's competitive theater troupe is climbing back to the top in Alley Theater's latest production, High School Play, a Nostalgia Fest. Joining me now with more on the show is the playwright himself, Vichet Chum. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you. So Texas native, he lives in New York City now, but we're lucky to have you back in town directing this show. High school nostalgia.
Yes.
This is like bringing back the good memories of high school, right? Talk about the concept of this show.
Yeah, you know, I went to high school back in 2003, 2004. That's when I graduated. And, you know, I really wanted to create this story about transformation, about young people finding their voices, using theater as a conduit to express themselves. And so I wrote this play, this crazy, wild play.
A crazy, wild play. I think high school memories. I mean, I still have dreams about high school. I don't know about you.
Nightmares, yeah.
Nightmares.
Yeah.
Okay.
And good dreams, good dreams.
The good and the bad, right?
Yeah.
So how much of your personal story, your personal life, ended up on the pages of this script?
That's a tricky question.
Tell us
everything.
A
lot landed on the page, and a lot did not. You know, I was a theater kid growing up, and so, you know, it was a very unique time. It was a special time for me. I had a lot of mentors who were, you know, a lot. They were very extra, but they were also, you know, they cared about us a lot. And so, you know, I really wanted to, you know, chronicle that story and that time period of my life.
Give us a brief synopsis of how the play unfolds on stage, just highlights of the storyline.
Yeah, so it's about this competitive theater troupe. They have just suffered a loss from last season, and so they're sort of on the climb to regain their title. And they are, you know, going through all the antics of competitive high school theater.
Oh, okay. That's a good tease. I'm loving these cast photos
Yes.
we're seeing now. So the play, I mean, on a scale of like 1 to 10, what's the fun factor of the show here?
The fun factor is, you know, these kids, these young people who are experiencing so many things, and everything is so big. I mean, if you remember that time period in your life, things felt so important.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think the theatrics is just like following this group of young people trying to figure things out.
High school, I mean, it just seems like bringing up, as we mentioned, high school memories. It can be a good thing. It might be a bit traumatic. I'm sure a lot of the audience will be able to identify with what's happening on stage. What do you hope they walk out of the theater with?
I think it's that Stephen Sondheim quote, you know, children will listen. You know, children are impressionable, and they are dealing with a lot of big things. And so for me, it's this relationship between, you know, the older generation and younger people, and understanding how delicate that relationship is. So I really, you know, for me, it's just like, children are the future, you know, and they will grow up to be adults, and they will write plays and write stories, and, you know, be the arbiters of this space. So.
Yeah, that is a very evolved perspective. It's funny, something you said, I mean, high school seems like such a big deal, right? And I feel like for a lot of young people who are going through the growing pains of being a teenager, you sort of feel like high school is the be-all, end-all.
Yeah.
We forget that there's a life outside of high school.
Totally. And, you know, I'm in my mid-30s now, and I reflect on that time period, and I was like, wow, I was really stressed out. And things turned out okay. You know, things change, things transform, and, you know, we're here, we're present now. So.
Yeah. You went to high school in Dallas. I hesitate to admit
Yeah.
that. But that explains why you had some trauma in high school. Totally kidding.
Hey.
I'm kidding. But the director of the show, Tiffany Nicole Green, she is Houstonian. She's
Yes.
native Houstonian. And let's talk about the cast, because this is something, every time I go to the Alley, I am so blown away by the level of talent on the stage here. Coming from New York City, this is a pretty cool honor for you to be working with such an incredible cast.
Oh my gosh, the cast is phenomenal. You know, it's anchored by Todd Wade and Melissa Pritchett, who are company members at the Alley, and
Phenomenal.
they are just a riot. I mean, you should just come for the costumes. I mean, it's a riot what they're doing on that stage. And then the ensemble of young people who are sort of a collection of Houston actors and then also from other places, and they just really have a synergy that's really special.
Well, Vichet, thanks for writing this show, and thanks for staging it, and I can't wait to get to the Alley to take a look.
Yeah, please do.
Thanks for coming by. We'll see you very soon. And in the meantime, if you would like to buy tickets for High School Play, a Nostalgia Fest, you can check out alleytheater.org. Of course, we'll also have a link on our website, houstonlife.tv. Vichet Chum, thanks again.
Thanks.